Linda, how are you?
Blessings be.
Okay, you got that church smile on your face.
Well, Pastor Smith told me I was coming to meet a new friend.
Okay.
And I'm always happy to.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I do want to let you know that we are recording the session for the pastor.
Wonderful.
And I need to record your audio. So if you can be so kind, can you click this on your shirt there for me?
Will I get the footage? I have a long distance relationship, and I'm sure he'd love to see me.
Oh, okay. Right on. So basically, again, I'm interviewing everyone from the church about some things that are going on that has the pastor really concerned, and this first lady very concerned about.
Okay.
So if you could just talk to me about, what you do, how long you've worked at the church, just give me everything. Give me the baby.
Okay.
So what's going on with you over there? What do you do?
I've been the treasurer at the church for about 2 years now.
Okay.
So I basically take the collection plate and I transfer it into church funds, which go to charitable acts, as the church is very active in that realm.
Okay.
And so I just, I translate that cash into good deeds for the community, near and far.
Okay. So let's talk about, because you're the treasurer, when there is cash, you're responsible for, you and another young lady are responsible for taking that cash and depositing it into the church 501c account.
Yes.
The account,
yes.
Church account. Tell me how that works. How do you do that? What's your process?
Right. Well, Pastor Smith is incredibly generous of spirit, and
he's an amazing guy. Yes,
he's
I love the guy. He's awesome,
and he's put faith in me, which I believe I've earned. So I go alone to the bank, and I bring the cash, and I write down how much was donated at that congregation, this meeting, and then I go to the bank and I deposit the money, and then they make sure, that the deposit matches what I wrote down was gathered from today's, or from, that sermon. Okay.
Is there a process before it reaches you? Meaning that if there was a collection, and is there a counter, like someone counts it, and after they count it, then it's given to you, or I'm reaching here because I don't know the process. What's the process to make sure that the numbers are the same from the pulpit to the bank?
Right. So Pastor Smith, he gives me the money uncounted.
Okay, so it's uncounted. Okay, gotcha. So it's your responsibility to
count it, yes.
Count it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you counting it with the other young lady? I forgot. Is that Sue? What's her name?
Sue. Sometimes Sue is there. Sue's there on certain weekends.
Okay.
I usually am told in advance if it's just going to be me.
Okay.
Sue is sometimes there to double check my counting. And then I drive in my personal car to the bank and I deposit it.
Awesome. Sounds very easy.
Yeah.
And do you do the same thing for her? Does she count yours? Because I know you've been there longer than her.
Right. No, she doesn't count mine.
Okay.
I have the seniority to go above, and so I don't need her verification. I can verify her account.
Okay.
But no.
There's no checks and balances on you. Pastor trusts you to
just the
do
compass
what you
of my
do.
Own consciousness.
Okay, right on. Okay. And so how long have you been involved with the church? Like, is it all your life? Are you like a new person?
I'm new to the flock.
Okay.
It's been 2 years.
Oh, the flock. Okay, right
yes.
on. All right.
It's been 2 years. I have gone astray, but I had been raised with Jesus.
Okay.
And I realized that that's what was missing in my life. And so I found the congregation, and I've been the treasurer for about 2 years now. I started working pretty immediately.
Okay.
Pastor Smith had unexpectedly lost a treasurer, and he gave me the opportunity to prove myself.
Put you right with the money.
Yes.
Put you right with the money.
I have very good fortune.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You magnetize what you put out, and so that brought me into the accountant sphere.
That's very, very awesome. And I'm sure, because I know a lot of Christians have like stories of how they became the person that they are, brand new, I guess. As you
it's
say,
always darkest before the dawn. Yeah.
So you guys would get brand new, and all of the stuff you shred off and all of that. I think Christianity is a great religion.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's stuck around for a reason.
Yeah, you guys are the people that follow that religion well. I think that they're great people.
Right. Well, I think what was so special about Jesus is that he let all into his heart and said that anything is worthy of forgiveness.
Anything, okay.
Anything.
Okay.
And if, you're honest to God, which only you can know in your heart, then you will reach salvation.
Okay. Right on. And that's what you guys preach at the church.
I can't speak for Pastor Smith. He could speak for himself.
Okay, right on. Okay,
but that's my understanding of,
don't let me reach. Okay.
of my divine relationship to God. Yes.
Right on.
Yes.
Okay.
That's as a human what I'm entitled to.
All right. All right.
Do you go to a church?
No.
Oh, are you're not concerned about what awaits you after death?
I look at things differently than Christians.
Okay.
Again, I think that's I know a lot of people that are in the Christian faith, and I think again that's an amazing religion. I think that the Jesus that they follow is amazing.
Have you let Jesus into your life?
I think. I mean, I don't want to make this a religious conversation, but I think Jesus should be in everybody's life because he's an amazing rabbi. I think everyone, if I could be more like Jesus, I would. But as far as a Christian, no, I'm not a Christian. But I love God. My God, I love God. But that's neither here or there. That's like talking about Republicans and Democrats and independents and all of that stuff. We don't want to do that. The way, for me, since we're talking about it, for me, I judge everybody, and I do what my mentor, and I call him my father. He's one of my fathers. Dr. Martin Luther King is one of my fathers. He's my dad. I call him daddy. My daddy taught me that I judge people by the content of their character. So I don't go by their religion per se, which I think Christianity is amazing. It changes people, makes them better if they do it right. I love it. Great idea, great everything.
Right.
But I follow what my dad's teaching. Right. Martin Luther King, and then my other dad is Malcolm X.
Okay.
And my other dad is Marcus Garvey.
Prestigious
lineage. So I have
lineage.
3 fathers. Yeah, I got 3 daddies.
Lucky boy.
Lucky man.
And you have God.
Lucky man.
Lucky man.
Yeah,
4 fathers.
Yes.
I feel that I can't judge anyone because only God has that privilege.
Okay.
And so I know that I stand here unjudged, except for, where it counts.
Oh, see, that's where we definitely disagree. But that's okay.
Okay.
I'm not here to debate this stuff. We got to get back on track.
Right.
Let's get back on track. Okay, so there is some discrepancies with Pastor Smith in terms of the drops that you're making. He believes that they're coming up short.
Oh.
Yeah, he believes that they're coming up short. Let me give you some idea of what's going on here. Before we get into this religious battle, which I don't want to have.
You'll lose.
Okay, I don't mind taking the L. Okay, so the last 4 drops, that's every Sunday. Let's say the last month
of
drops. This is basically from what Pastor is saying.
Right.
Okay, he believes because of the consistency of how things have been going prior to when you were there, because you have only been there for 2 years. He's going back to prior drops from before you got there and to now. And your congregation is so amazing. You guys love Jesus so much that it's grown.
Flock.
Yes, I think it's great. You guys have grown so big. But the money is going down. But he's not blaming you for anything. This is why I need to go and talk to everyone. Okay. So let me ask you, is there any way you can justify that for me so I can talk to him about it? Because again, he's going to see this footage.
Right.
Is there anything that you can tell me why that could be possible? Or
well, the money's still there. I
don't know what you mean by that. Because it's not. So I'm trying to figure out either something's wrong with Pastor Smith, his arithmetic.
No.
Or your arithmetic. Or the bank.
The church performs charitable acts.
Which is amazing. I love charitable acts, if it's a church or not. I love charitable acts.
Right. And it's a big part of the community, both locally and internationally.
It's a big church.
And as I've worked there.
Can I stop you? Let me stop you. Let me ask you a question. Who is Amari? I'm sorry, Amadi. Who's Amadi? And look at your face light up. You already know who I'm talking about. Who is this Amadi?
We've been together a little more than 2 years.
Okay.
He is the love of my life.
Look at your face. Okay. All right. Okay.
And everything I've done for him has been out of love. And he has been struggling.
Okay.
I love my man even when he's down, you know, I'm not fair weather, and I do what I can to help him. And all of my actions have been in love. What I was saying about the church's charitable causes is that in my time with the church, I've used my discretion
Okay.
for private charitable acts, individual.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that for me, please?
Well, Amadi doesn't have a car,
Okay.
but he needs one to work at the hospital, and so I've been making some charitable donations, and if they came from me personally, I'd have to pay for the taxes. But as a church is tax exempt, it just makes more sense, and it's a better use of the congregation's money to send it.
Ain't that a okay? Have you ever met Amadi? Yes or no?
Oh, I meant hearts.
No, physically met him.
Well, we're in constant contact.
Listen to my question. Have you ever physically met Amadi?
I've never physically met Jesus, but I know Jesus.
So your answer is yes or no. That's a yes or no. Have you ever physically, I'm not talking about your Savior. I'm talking about Amadi. Have you ever met him physically, saw him in his flesh?
No.
Hugged him, caressed him, kissed him?
No, we haven't been able to make our relationship
so
physical.
So you've never met him in 2 years that you've been at the church?
No.
Okay. So let me tell you how I know that. My team went in and we looked at the computer that you're on.
That was private.
No, it's the church's computer. Your login and everything is private, but it's the church's property. So the pastor gave me access. I brought in my tech team. I got the best tech guy in the world. Just hired him not too long ago. He's amazing. And I had him go in and look at your account on your DMs. And you've been going back and forth, texting Amadi. I mean, the pictures, I mean, he looks like a handsome guy and, you know, but you never met him before. And it appears that you're sending him tons of money, thousands of dollars. And let me know if I'm wrong.
Cars aren't cheap.
Okay, so you are sending him thousands of dollars. And this is about the independent thing that you were just talking to me about.
Yeah, private charity.
Private charity. So you're sending him thousands of dollars. Never met the guy before. You're just DMing the guy.
He's the love of my life.
He's the love of your
You've never
life.
met MLK, and yet you feel incredibly bound to him.
MLK is my father. So is Malcolm X. So is Marcus Garvey.
But have you physically met them?
Okay. We're not talking about people in my life. We talking about this guy that you never met that's in your life right now. Okay?
Amadi and I only know each other through written communication. Yeah.
Right, but yet you're giving him thousands of dollars of the church's money.
Well, I know his heart is pure.
You didn't hear what I said. You're giving this guy thousands of dollars of the church's money.
But if the congregation knew Amadi like I know Amadi, they would want to help him.
Okay. Does Pastor Smith know that you're giving Amadi thousands of dollars from the church's money?
Well, he doesn't know Amadi like I do.
That's not what I asked you.
No.
Then why are you stealing from the church?
It's not stealing.
Why are you stealing
I'm providing
from the church?
For Amadi. I'm providing as Jesus provided with the fish and the loaves.
I don't want to
and
hear
he multiplied
about
them.
Jesus right now.
And I
We're
pulled upon the
talking
generosity
about
of the
you.
congregation to help the love of my life, with whom I have a family.
The love of your life, fine, but using the church's money for this guy that you never met before, who could be anybody. He could be Joe Blow from Kokomo, and you're sending this guy thousands of dollars of the church's hard-earned money. These people are coming in and they're giving money to the church.
Well, if I was to give Amadi money, we'd have to pay taxes on it. But the church being tax exempt,
God.
so it's actually a better use of money.
Then why are you keeping it sacred then?
Because not everyone would understand.
And you're using this money like you think is yours, and it's not.
I know
and you're trying to justify it saying, hey, it's the church. I see what you're trying to do, but it's not going to work. You're saying, hey, but since these are donations, I'm using it for the same thing. I'm donating this to Amadi. That's your point. That's where your stance is. It's the same. It is not the same. It is not the same.
It's pretty much the same.
No, it's not. You're stealing money from the church.
I'm helping someone with the church's wealth.
So you don't see what you're doing is wrong?
No.
You're committing fraud. And I think you getting frauded by this Amadi dude too.
You don't know Amadi.
I've read a lot of the messages. I kind of feel like I know him. He's probably some guy from another country. You know, he's getting money from this lonely lady.
Lonely?
You're lonely.
I have a very active life in the church.
You're lonely, though. Because if you weren't lonely, you wouldn't be talking to somebody you never met for 2 years.
We have a unique connection.
Saying, oh, I love you, and he loves. This is your relationship.
He's a special person.
Your relationship with this guy is all bullshit.
You don't know
and fabricated.
Amadi. You don't know Amadi.
But I know fraud, though. I know fraud, and you're getting frauded, and you're stealing from the church, trying to justify it.
Just because it's illegal doesn't mean it's immoral.
Oh God.
There are things that were illegal before that nowadays we would say, how could that be illegal?
Okay.
You know, because it's what's right.
Okay.
And the law doesn't always reflect that.
All right. So we're done with the interview. I'll talk to the pastor about everything. Give me your mic, please. And what I need you to do, is to go over to the wall. I'm gonna arrest you today for fraud.
Fine. You know what?
Still, what you're doing is fraud.
I have heroes that were arrested.
So hold on. Turn around, talk to me. You think that you're doing a good deed for this guy?
Yeah.
You don't see that he's just using you?
My love will turn his life around.
But he's using you for the money.
We all need a second chance.
But it's not your money. It's not your personal money.
I know that the congregation would feel the same about Amadi.
Then why didn't you tell him? This is my issue. And I think when I look at this whole thing, it's kind of admirable what you're doing. You're on the right track in terms of, hey, I want to help somebody. That's great. That's the Christian in you, which is amazing. But the guy is using you. You can't see that he's using you?
I'm helping him. That doesn't mean he's using me.
I'm not even gonna put you in handcuffs. You're not a criminal to me. You're just a woman who's making a poor decision, who's lonely and needs love. So I'm not gonna, baby, you can check her for weapons if you can. I'm not gonna put her in handcuffs. She doesn't deserve to be in handcuffs.
I would never hurt another person.
I know you wouldn't. That's why I'm not gonna put you in handcuffs. Okay, so I still have to take you to jail though. So go ahead and let's walk over here.
I look forward to meeting these sinners. Maybe I can help them.
You look forward to meeting the sinners. Okay.
That's what Jesus had to do.
Okay, so just walk to the back of the car on the left.
I know you're not a Christian, but what are you doing Sunday?
I'm definitely not gonna be in a church. I'm probably gonna be out feeding people like we usually do. Okay, so I want you to know. Oh, okay, go ahead. You want to put on your seatbelt? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
We're getting a car crash on the way to.
Okay. You are the sweetest criminal that I ever had to arrest. I want you to understand that. You are absolutely adorable, okay? But you're making the wrong decisions with this guy. And that's what I see. I see a woman who's getting used right now. I don't see a criminal, okay? But I still have to let the church know what's going on. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna take you to Pastor Smith. Actually, no, I'm gonna make a phone call first. And I'm gonna let Pastor Smith know what's going on to see if he wants to press charges, because I don't know him. But I have to ask him. If he wants to press charges, I'm gonna take you to jail. If he doesn't want to press charges, I'm gonna let you go.
If he does press charges, do you know if I can text Amadi in jail?
Oh my God. This dude doesn't care about you.
I have to tell him.
All right, so sit tight. I'm gonna go ahead and...
I want him to know I'm not angry. I don't blame him. And I would do it again.
Okay, well, I'll make sure I tell Pastor that. He's gonna want to talk to you anyway, so just sit tight. You're not, in fact, you know what? You can get out of the car. I'm not even gonna take you in. Yeah, just stand right here. Come on out. I'm gonna call the pastor.
Pastor Smith gonna come?
He might, but before we do any of that, let me just call him and just see, because right now, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. He might want to do it or might not, but he might want to show up here. So let's just do it like that. Now, again, if he says he wants you arrested, I'm going to arrest you, because that means he wants to press charges on you.
I stand by my action.
Okay, so let's just sit tight. Let me make a phone call. All right.